वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Namaste, can you hear me?
Yes, dear.
Yes, now we can.
Okay.
Voice is very low, Guruji.
You can increase your voice at your end.
I am full, but very low today.
Is it for everyone?
No, Ji, it's clear. Yes, no, it's clear.
It's clear, Guruji. Yeah, clear for us.
नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। You can repeat. Om Brahma Devanam Pratama Sambhabhuva
Om Brahmadevanam
प्रथमः
Prathamasambhava
सम्बभूव
Vishwasya Karta Bhuvanasya Kopta
Vishwasya
भुवनस्य गुप्ता
Sa Brahma Vidyam Sarva Vidya Pratishtham
Sabrahma
ब्रह्म विद्यां
सर्वविद्याप्रतिष्ठाम्
सर्वविद्याप्रतिष्ठाम्
Vidya Sarva Vidya Pradishtam
Atharva Yajyeshtaputraya Praha
Dharvaya
जयेष्ठाय प्राह
Aho
Sarvaneyam Pravadeta Brahma
सर्वनेयां
ब्रह्मा
Brahma
Atharvatam Purovachangire Brahma Vidyam
Atharvatam
पूर्वाचार्ये
ब्रह्म विद्यां
Bharadvajaya Satyavahaya Praha
भारद्वाजाय सत्यव्रताय प्राह
Bharadvajongirase Paravaram
Bharadvajo
भारद्वाजो परावरम्
Shaunako Havai Mahashalaha
Shaunako Havai Mahashalaha
Angirasam Vidivadupasannah Papracha
Angirasam
Vidivadupasannah
Kasmin Bhagavo Vijñāte
Kasmin
भगवो विज्ञाते
Sarvamidam Vijñātam Bhavati Iti.
Sarvamidam
विज्ञातं भवति
You can mute your mic now. Third mantra, you're saying, Shaunako Havai Mahashalaha Angirasam Vidivadupasannah Papracha. The first line of the mantra describes the Shaunaka, who is the disciple, and Angiras is the guru. Shaunaka Shishya, Angiras is the guru. And this line describes Shaunaka and also the Upasanna Vidhi. Upasanna Vidhi. The Vidhi, the protocol by which the Shishya approaches the teacher. Upasanna Vidhi. That is called Upasanna Vidhi. How this person, Shaunaka, approached the teacher and asked for this knowledge. And Shaunaka is also glorified. The word Mahashalaha talks more about Shaunaka. Shaunaka, the son of Shunaka, Shunakasya apatyam puman Shaunaka. His father is Shunaka, and Shaunaka is a Mahashalaha. Mahashalaha. It means he is a Grihastha. Mahagrihastha is a Mahashalaha. He owns up a huge shala. Shala is Yajnashala or Pakashala. Therefore, is a big household. Maybe you would have a huge family, that is one thing. And also, the person was doing a lot of yajna, karma, and also annadana, because he had a huge pakashala also. That shows the person, by following the karma prescribed by the Veda Purva Bhaga of the Veda, by following Karma Yoga, he has qualified himself. He has qualified himself to study Shastram, that is Jnana Yoga. Study of Shastram is Jnana Yoga. So, for Jnana Yoga, the prerequisite is Karma Yoga. Karma Yogena Yogyata Praptihi. That Yogyata he has gained by doing karma. By Agnihotradi karma, Vedika karma, or also by doing karma, reaching out actions, Danadi karma, helping people, reaching out people, like the karmas, Ishta karma, Purta karma, Datta karma, all these karmas. By doing those karmas, he has gained certain Chitta Shuddhi, and therefore he is now prepared for Jnana Yoga. This Ishta karma, Purta karma, Datta karma, all these karmas are glorified in the Shastram. These karmas, they give certain Chitta Shuddhi. These karmas, by these karmas, a lot of people are benefited, and only a person who has got a good heart, huge heart, can do such karma. So therefore, definitely the person who is doing this reaching out actions must be a qualified person. It must be an adhikari. Agnihotram tapassatyam vedanam chanupalanam athityam vaishvadevam cha ishtamitya vidhiyate. Ishtakarma. Agnihotram. Agnihotram is nitya karma. Must be done by the Grihastha. And he was having a huge Yagashala. Therefore, Agnihotra is not a big thing. Agnihotra karma and tapaha, leading a religious life, doing Panchamaha Yajna every day, offering food to Bhuta, Pashu, Manushya, but Yajna, 5 Yajnas, Panchamaha Yajna, Bhuta Yajna, Pitri Yajna, Brahma Yajna, Deva Yajna. All these yajnas he was doing, and Vedanam Paripalanam. He was also practicing, observing the Vedika karma, and also teaching. By practice, he practices, he observes all the Vedic karma, and also probably could be teaching also. Veda Purva Bhaga. And Atityam, taking care of the guest. Vaishvadevam, another karma. All these karmas are called Ishta karma. All these karmas are called Ishta karma. Similarly, there is another karma, Purta karma, Vapi Kupa Tadagadi, Devata Yatananicha. Devata Yatananicha. Anna Pradana Maharamaha, Purtamitya Vidiyate. Vapi Kupa, digging wells and ponds, and constructing choul trees, and doing Annadanam. All these karmas, the social, charitable works, are called Purta karma. Similarly, Datta karma, Sharanagata Santranam, Bhutanam Chapya Himsanam, Bhagirvedicha Yadhanam, Dattamidya Vidiyate, Dattam, giving in charity. Dhanam. So therefore, by doing all these karmas, the person has gained certain maturity, he has gained jnana yogyata. Therefore, he approaches his acharya, Angiras. Angiras is the acharya, the guru. Who is an acharya? The word acharya is derived from the dhatu, char dhatu. Char means to go. Acharya means with ang, with upasarga, and krit pratyaya is added, you get acharya. Acharya is one who is achinoti cha shastrani achare swapayatyapi swayam acharate yasmat tamacharyam prachakshate. An acharya is one who follows the injunctions of the shastra, who follows the shastram with regard to the conduct, the behavior, conducting oneself. He follows the shastram, swayam acharate, and also he causes his disciples to follow. Swayam acharate, therefore he is called acharya. Achinoti cha shastrarthan swayam acharate tu yaha shishyan grahayate yasmat tasmat acharya uchyate. Shastratan achinoti swayam acharate, swayam shastratan acharate, and also he teaches the disciple also. That is why he is called acharya. So therefore, acharya is knowledgeable by conducting himself, and also he makes the others follow the dharma as prescribed by the shastra. That person is called acharya. So Mahashalaha, Shaunakaha, Shishyaha, and Angirasaha, Acharyaha. So they two now meet. They two now meet. Who meets whom? Shishyaha meets the Guru. Katam Vidivatu. Vidivatu Upasannaha. Approaching the teacher in keeping with the Vidhi. Vidivatu. The word Vidivat, we discussed about that in the previous class. Approaching the teacher via the method prescribed by the Shastra. How does a Shishya approaches? Samit Panigi iti. Carrying a bundle of twigs in his hand, he approaches the teacher. And having approached the teacher, now the Shaunaka, he asks a question. He addresses, before asking question, he addresses. Kasmin Bhagavo Vigyate, Bhagavaha. He addresses the Acharya, his teacher, as Bhagavo. Bhagavo is Bhagavan. Bhagavaha means, O Lord. It is Bhagavan. It is Chandasa Prayoga. Bhagavo is equal to Bhagavan. It is Chandasam. Bhagavan. Who is the Bhagavan? Bhaga means the one who has sixfold qualities is called Bhagavan. Sixfold qualities, that is, Bhagavan is Ishvara. He only has a sixfold qualities completely. The one who has a sixfold qualities in complete measure is called Bhagavan. Aishwaryasya samagrasya Viryasya yashashashriyaha jnana vaidagyoschaiva shannam bhaga itirana. Samagra Aishwaryam, Samagra Virya, Samagra Yashas, fame, Samagra Shriya, wealth. Samagra means in total. In total. Jnana and Vairagya. So Aishwarya, Virya, Yashas, Shriya, and Jnana and Vairagya. The one who has these six in complete measure, in total, that person is called Bhagavan. And Bhagavan has this. That's why it's called Bhagaha Asya Asti Iti Bhagavan. And there is also another definition for Bhagavan. Utpattim pralayam chaiva bhutana agatim gatim eti vidyam avidyam cha savachyo Bhagavan iti. Bhagavan is Sarvajna. He knows everything. From whom the Utpatti, the creation, and also the pralayam, what has been created goes back unto him. And bhutanam agatim gatim, coming and going of all the beings. Everything he knows and everything happens in him. It's called the Bhagavan. And here Shaunaka addresses Angiras as Bhagavo. Hey Bhagavo. Bhagavo is Bhagavan. For a disciple, the teacher is Bhagavan. That addressing itself shows the attitude of the disciple Shaunaka. By addressing Bhagavo, he surrenders. Shaunaka surrenders to the teacher Angiras. And also Vidhivat Upasannaha, approaching the teacher Vidhivat, according to the method, the stipulated method, by the Shastram, Samitpaniki iti. Now he asks the question. The question part, the second line is important. After Upasanna, then the question. Going to the teacher, you have to ask the question. Because going has got a purpose. It is not a general visit. You are going, approaching the teacher to know, to gain knowledge. Therefore, you have to ask. And how to present the question. Here, the Shaunaka, he asks the question. Kasmin Bhagavo Vijñate Sarvamidam Vijñatam Bhavati iti. This is a big question. The question implies that the person must have some knowledge, about the Shastram, some knowledge about the Vedanta, the last portion of the Veda. By knowing which one thing alone, everything is known. By knowing one thing alone, everything is known. Sarvam idam. The word idam refers to this jagat. In this jagat, only two things are there. One is jnata vishaya, other one is ajnata vishaya. Known and unknown. Only two things are there. This entire jagat, which consists of different beings, things, can be categorized into two things. One is jnata, other one is ajnata. So therefore, now Shaunaka asks the question, knowing one thing alone, everything is known. Katam. How is it possible to ask this question unless a person has certain knowledge? Therefore, here Shankara Bhagavad Pada, he raises a prashna. How can Shaunaka ask this question, knowing which, unless he knows, unless such a thing is there and the Shaunaka knows, how can he ask such a question? And he gives in Vedika example also. Suppose there is a ritual, a karma, Vedika karma is there, and in that Vedika karma, there are many patra, vessels. Vessels are kept around the Agni Kunda. Different vessels have been kept. Now, if ghee is to be poured into one of the vessel, and if the person doesn't know in which cup the ghee has to be poured, then you can ask. Kasmin nideyam iti. Kasmin nideyam, in which vessel the ghee should be poured. Then the Vaidika can say, you can pour in the cup which is on the southern side. That is southern side of the Agnikunda. Agnikunda has got 4 sides. So you can pour the ghee in the cup which is placed on the southern side. So here, ghee is to be poured, therefore, kasmin nideyam. That question is valid because so many cups are there. Therefore the person wants to know in which cup the ghee is to be poured. Therefore, you can ask in which cup only when things are visible. So many cups are visible, therefore you can ask in which cup the ghee should be poured. Similarly, here also, the Shaunaka asked, what is that one thing, the only one thing knowing which everything in the Jagat, the entire Jagat is known? That question implies that Shaunaka must be seeing the entire Jagat, as many things, and at the same time, there must be a thing, only one thing alone, knowing which the entire Jagat is known. Now, how can Shaunaka knows this, that there is such a thing? How can Shaunaka know such a thing? There are so many things, and knowing one thing, everything is known. How can Shaunaka know this? Because we don't ask such question. Because we see so many things in the Jagat, we don't see a common thing among all. So, if there are so many things, then how can one thing, knowing one thing, how can you know everything? That's a problem. That's the problem. Knowing one thing, only that thing is known. If you know a particular thing, only that thing is known. You gain the knowledge of only that thing. You cannot know everything. There is no such thing in the world. We don't see that. Therefore, how can you know that? How can we know everything by knowing one thing? That question comes. How this question on the part of Shaunaka is possible? This Shankar Bhagavad Pada himself raises objection and he answers. He says that Shaunaka must have heard about such thing, the existence of such a thing, from the Vakyas of the Shishta, Shrestha people. So you would have heard such words from the mouth of the people, the great people in the society. Since he is a Mahagragastaha, he is a Mahashala, and he had been following all the rituals, and he would have attended many upanyasas, he would have studied, and therefore he would have heard also. If you know this one thing, then everything else is known. So therefore, since Shaunaka already had some knowledge, this is called apatata jnanam, apata jnanam, paperback knowledge. This is called paperback knowledge. You would have read somewhere in some books. You would have picked up a book from the bookshop or the library, have gone through this, some statements, you would have got some knowledge. That is called paperback knowledge. Our approach, our entry into the spiritual life starts like that. I remember many people in the Ramakrishna Math, they join as a brahmachari just by reading a small book, Flashes from Vivekananda. 20 years before, it was 50 paise book, a small pocket size book, less than that pocket. small book. Reading that book, people, inspired by the words of Vivekananda, they join the order. The small book is sufficient, paperback.
What
Similarly,
is Guruji? What is the name of that book?
Flashes from Swami Vivekananda, small book.
Okay.
So that book is enough to inspire the person and to join the order. Similarly, this person, Shaunaka, you already would have gained knowledge. You would have gained, not knowledge, you would have gained some knowledge, but the knowledge is not complete. That is why he wants to know. And he knows Shastram. Being a Vedika, you would have heard the Veda Vakyas. Brahma Veda Apnoti Param. All the such words, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma, Prajnanam, Brahma, and also Mahavakyam also would have heard. You would have heard. Therefore, Shaunaka, he wants to know that thing. Then, even if it is there, but is there any such thing in the world that is one thing, knowing one thing, everything else is known? For that, Bhagavad Pada himself gives an example. He gives an example. What example? You see different ornaments. You see different ornaments made of gold. Gold is there. Swarnam is there. Out of Swarnam, different ornaments are made. Bangles, earrings, nose rings, finger rings, then anklets. So many ornaments are made. Ornaments are of different sizes, different shapes, and you got different names. Different names are there. So many ornaments are there. Abhushanani. And all these abhushanams, they are worn on different parts of the body, or different sizes. But basically, what they are gold. Basically, they are gold only. Bangle is gold. Earring is gold. Nose ring is gold. Everything is gold. You cannot separate gold from the bangle, golden bangle. Gold cannot be separated from the golden bangle. Gold cannot be separated from the golden ring. Between the ring and the gold, what is the connection? The connection is gold is there, therefore ring is there. Gold is there, therefore anklets are there. Gold is there, therefore bangles are there. Minus gold, they don't exist. And what are they? They are not different from gold. All these ornaments are not different from gold. They are essentially gold only. Then why are they different? They are not different. In our perception, in our thinking, in our mind, it is only different. We see it as different. We see it as different. Why? Because it has got different forms and different names. We give different names depending on the forms. And they have different forms. Therefore, we give different names to identify them. But basically, they are gold. We know that they are basically gold. Not that much stupid we are to understand they are different. We know the value of bangle is nothing but the value of gold. The value of a ring is nothing but the value of the gold. Minus gold, the bangle doesn't exist. Bangle doesn't have any weightage. The weight of the bangle is nothing but the weight of the gold. So gold is there, therefore ornaments are there. Therefore, gold is the karanam. Gold is the karanam, and all the abhushanams are the karyam. And if you want to gain the knowledge of karyam, you know the one thing, karanam, gold. You want to gain the knowledge of bangle, rings, all other ornaments. If you want to gain the knowledge, you gain the knowledge of gold. Gaining the knowledge of gold, you gain the knowledge of all the products of gold. Therefore, since gold is the karanam, the material cause, all the products of gold. If you know gold, all the products are as well known. Similarly, in this Jagat also, which is referred by the word idam, there must be one cause. There must be one material cause, knowing which everything else is as well known. If you know the cause, the material cause, the nature of the cause, then the nature of the effects as well known. Because karya, the products, the effects, they are not different from the karanam, the cause. Therefore, Shaunaka, he wants to know whether such a cause is there. If it exists, if at all, if it is there, then what is that? I want to know. This is the question he presents. In every Upanishad, you will find that the approach of the Upanishad, is presented differently in different Upanishads. In Kathopanishad, Nachiketa, he approached Yamadharmaraja, and what did he ask? Yeyam prete vichikitsa manushye astityeke nayam astiti chaike. Some people say after the death of the body, the person is gone. Some people say he is not gone. The person is there, some people say. The person is not there, some people say. After the death, after the jiva leaves the body. Jiva, some say it continues to exist. Some say they do not exist. I want to know the truth of it. The same teaching, the same truth only Nachiketa wants to know. But the Upanishad presents through the mouth of Nachiketa in a different way. Similarly, here also, through the mouth of Shaunaka, the Upanishad presents the question differently, but the answer will be same. Whether it is the question of Nachiketa or the question of Shaunaka, even the questions are presented differently, but the teaching is going to be Brahma only. The teaching is going to be that which is the cause of the entire Jagat, knowing which everything is known, and that is the Swarupa of all the beings, Brahma. That is the teaching. And Upanishad presents differently so that we approach the subject matter in a different way, and all our doubts with regard to subject matter are cleared, and we get conviction. We understand the teaching of the Shastra. So therefore, since everything has got a single cause, that one cause, and that cause is Satyam, that is Brahma. So Brahma Satyam, like gold is Satyam, and Sarvani Abhushanani Mithya. Similarly, Brahma Satyam and this Jagat is Mithya. Everything else is Mithya. So knowing Satya, you know all the things. Knowing the Satya Vastu, you become the Sarvajna. You become all knowledge. Knowing Satyam and Mithya. Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya. This knowledge, gaining this knowledge, you become Sarvajna. You become all knowledge. Knowing physics, you don't know chemistry. Knowing chemistry, you don't know electronics. All these are this particular field of study, only that particular knowledge is gained. That too not completely. There is always an area of ignorance. I don't know that I am ignorant. That will be there in every area of knowledge. But here in this Vidya, Brahma Vidya, you will no more be an ignorant person. Aham Purnaha, and I know the cause of this Jagat, knowing which, everything. You know everything means you know the essence of the Jagat. You know the essence of the Jagat. The Jagat is not different from Brahma. That is known. Not that you will know everything in detail. Not that knowing that one thing, Brahma, you will understand computer. You will understand Java. It's not like that. Knowing Brahma doesn't mean you can start doing software programming from tomorrow onwards. No. Knowing Brahma is you understand the essential, the nature, the Swarupa of this entire Jagat is nothing but Brahma. And the Jagat is nothing but the product, it's the effect, it is Mithya. That is the knowledge. So, knowing everything in detail, that is not possible for a Jiva. It is possible only for Ishvara. That is called Sarvavit. Sarvam Veti iti is Sarvavit. Bhagavan only knows everything in detail. Bhagavan only knows everything in detail. Whereas a Jiva can be a Sarvajna gaining this knowledge. Sarvajnatvam is possible for Jiva. Then only the Jiva becomes a Jnani and Muktaha. Jiva can gain this Brahma is Satyam and everything else is nothing but Brahma. This knowledge, a Jiva can gain. This knowledge in general, Sarvajna. This is the Jnanam we talk about. Whereas knowing everything in detail, that Jiva with his limited upadhi, not possible. It is only possible for Bhagavan. Therefore, a Jnani is called Sarvajna in the sense that he knows that one Satyavastu and that Satyavastu is Brahma and that Brahma is myself. Aham Brahma Asmi and I am the cause of this entire Jagat. This a Jnani knows. This is the knowledge. So therefore, the Shaunaka, he wanted to gain this Jnana, this Brahma Jnana. That is why he presents the question in such a beautiful way. And that question itself shows the Shaunaka must have some previous knowledge. This question is not a Samanya Prashna. The question is not a Samanya Prashna. Samanya Prashna is a general question. You don't know Vedanta, what Vedanta is. Therefore, you will ask, what is Vedanta? You don't know what Facebook is. Let me give an example. Facebook is. You will ask what Facebook is, what Instagram is, what WhatsApp is. You will not ask immediately, you don't know what Facebook is, what Instagram is, and you will not ask, how can I access Facebook through mobile? You will not ask because you don't know what Facebook is. Then how can you operate or access Facebook through mobile? So therefore, Samanya Jnana must be there. General knowledge about what a thing is should be there. You should know what Facebook is, what Instagram is. Then only you can ask a specific question about the social media. Otherwise, you cannot ask. Therefore, Samanya Jnanam must be there. If Samanya Jnanam is there, then the Prashna will be Samanya Prashna. A general question, what Vedanta is. You don't know what Vedanta is, so you will ask, what is Vedanta? That is Samanya Prashna. But if you ask, Brahma is Jagat Karanam, Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam, then it is not a Samanya Prashna. Then it is not a Samanya Prashna. It is a Vishesha Prashna. It is a very specific, particular question. If you want to gain Samanya Jnanam, then ask Samanya Prashna. So, Samanya Jnanam is preceded by Samanya Prashna. I don't know what Facebook is. That is a Samanya Ajnana, that they don't know what it is. Therefore, Samanya Prashna. What is Facebook, you will ask. Samanya Prashna. you will ask and you get Samanya Jnanam. So Samanya Jnanam is preceded by Samanya Prashna. And Vishesha Prashna is Brahma, the Jagat Karanam, Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam, Jagat. That is not a Samanya Prashna. That is not a Samanya Jnanam. That is not a Samanya Jnanam. So, you know something more. Therefore Vishesha Prashna. That question is Vishesha Prashna. So, for that Vishesha Prashna, you must have Samanya Jnanam. Unless you have Samanya Jnanam, you cannot ask Vishesha Prashna. You understand this? Samanya Jnanam Vina Vishesha Prashnam na bhavati and Vishesha Jnanam. So, any Vishesha Jnanam must be preceded by the Samanya Jnanam. For gaining the Samanya Jnanam, you ask Samanya Prashna. And unless you have Samanya Jnanam, you cannot ask a Vishesha Prashna by which you gain Vishesha Jnanam. Therefore, every Prashnam, every question has got a bijam, a seed. A seed in the form of knowledge is there. Therefore, Samanya Jnanam, for gaining Samanya Jnanam, general knowledge, you ask Samanya Prashna. So, Samanya Prashnena Samanya Jnanam. And Samanya Jnanam Vina Vishesha Prashnam as well as Jnanam na bhavati. So, every Vishesha Prashna by which you get Vishesha Jnanam must be preceded by the Samanya Jnanam. So, therefore, for Samanya Jnanam, there must be a seed. For Vishesha Jnanam or Vishesha Prashna, there must be a seed. For Samanya Jnanam or Samanya Prashna, so the seed is in the form of the knowledge gained through the paperbacks. Indirectly, you would have gained the knowledge. That is through the words of the learned people or through some books. That is a bija. That is a bija for Samanya Prashna. And now you have Samanya Jnanam, therefore you can ask Vishesha Prashna. So, Vishesha Prashna. And Vishesha Prashna, out of Samanya Jnanam, you can ask Vishesha Prashna by some Anumana. Because you have got Samanya Jnanam, therefore you can do some Anumanadi. You can do some Anumana, etc. By that you can ask a Vishesha Prashna. Here the question, what Shaunaka asked, is it a Samanya Prashna or Vishesha Prashna? It is a Vishesha Prashna. If it is a Vishesha Prashna, then you must have a Vishesha Bija must be there. Vishesha Bija. You must have the Vishesha Bija, that is Anumanadi Bijam is a cause for this Vishesha Prashna. Shaunaka must have analyzed some statements what he had heard. Therefore, this Vishesha Prashna has come. And some words what he would have heard. That is the Samanya Jnanam, what he had. And for that Samanya Jnanam, he would have asked Samanya Prashna. And that out of Samanya Prashna, he had gained the Samanya Jnanam. And that Samanya Jnanam becomes the Bija. Samanya Jnanam becomes a Bija for this Vishesha Prashna. Therefore, it is clear that Shaunaka, this question is a Vishesha Prashna. It is not a Samanya Prashna. It is a question born out of Vishesha Jnana, Vishesha Prashna. And this Vishesha Prashna will lead to Vishesha Jnana. So therefore, instead of asking directly, instead of asking to start with what is Vedanta, he went one step ahead. Then it means he must be knowing. He is already knowledgeable. And not to full extent, but some knowledge he has. That is, that inkling of his knowledge can be seen in this the question. It is a Vishesha Prashna. Vishesha Prashna is preceded by the Samanya Jnanam, and therefore this Vishesha Prashna we have to study. And we have studied how that Shaunaka would have asked this question. Knowing one thing, everything else is gained. Knowing the gold, you know everything. The same way. The same way, Shaunaka must have done some Anumana. Some Anumana. That Anumana becomes the Bijam to ask this question. So, Anumanadi Bijat Vishesha Prashnaha. And this Vishesha Prashna is therefore preceded by Samanya Jnanam. Iti. All these discussions are there in the Bhashyam. All these discussions are done by the Bhashyakara. So I'm giving, before getting into the Bhashyam, just giving you what the Bhashyakara is going to say. Now, having said this, now we will get into the Bhashyam. Shaunakaha
Shaunakaha
Shunakasya Apatyam
Shunakasya Apatyam
Mahashalaha
Mahashalaha
Mahagrigastaha
Mahagrigastaha
Angirasam
Angirasam
Bharadvaja Shishyam Acharyam
Bharadvaja Shishyam Acharyam
Vidivat
Vidivat
Yata Shastram Ityetat
Yata Shastram
Upasannaha
Upasannaha
Upagataha San
Upagataha san
Papraksha Tavan.
Prashtavan.
Okay. We will see this line first. Shaunakaha. Who is Shaunaka? Shaunakaha is Pratama Vyakti Ekavachanam. The word Shaunaka is derived from the word Shunaka. And Shunakasya Apatyam Puman Shaunakaha. It is a Tadita word, Shaunaka. You will see a lot of Tadita. Tadita is another set of pratyas added to a pratipadikam, a padam, which also is a pratipadikam, by which you get another pratipadikam. Dashatasya apatyam puman dasharatihi. Sumitrayaha apatyam puman. Who is that? Lakshmana. Saumitri. Shunakasya apatyam puman. Shaunakaha. Janakasya apatyam putri. Janaki. So all these are the son of the person. The Tadita words. We have form for that. We have got pratyas for that, adding which we get the word, which indicates the son of whom, the daughter of whom. So Shaunaka's father is Shunaka. But what is the word? Shunaka. Shunaka means, Shunaka in the language it means dog. But here that is not the meaning here. Shunaka we cannot take it as the dog here. The name is Shunaka. Maybe some other meaning. You have to see Vedic dictionary what it means. The name is Shunaka. His son is Shaunaka. And he is Mahashalaha, about which we discussed in detail. Mahashalaha is what? Mahagrigastaha. Grige tishtati iti grigastaha. We translate grigastaha as householder. What is householder? Always holding the house. Householder means is following the karma yoga. Whether you follow the karma, observe karma as prescribed by the Shastram, or doing the duty what is to be done with the proper attitude, that is karma yoga. If you are Vedika, then you will be doing all the Nitya karma, Naimitya karma, you will do and follow the dictum of the Shastram, that is karma yoga. The purpose of karma yoga is not just to enjoy the results of karma year or year after. The purpose of karma yoga is to preparedness, is to prepare for jnana yoga. That is why karma yoga is. Karma yoga is not meant for only, it's not meant only to enjoy the benefits of the karma. Of course, every karma has got its result, benefits that and eligible to enjoy the results. At the same time, the karma is done, it's not only for that, it is done with the purpose of gaining the preparedness for jnana yoga. Karma yoga is done with unbinding desires. That is called karma yoga. A karma which is done with a desire. The desire is not a binding one. That is called karma. Any karma will become a karma yoga if it is done with a desire which is not binding. If it is binding, then it becomes merely a karma. It will not become a karma yoga. The difference between karma and karma yoga is the difference in the desire, binding and non-binding. If it is non-binding, then even if you don't like the karma, what you are supposed to do, you will do. Because it is to be done karma. It is kartavyam karma. You will not lament about what is to be done. You will do it. Whether you like it or not, you will do it. And you know that doing karma is equivalent to offering or worshipping Bhagavan. Doing karma, what is to be done, is keeping in harmony with the order of the Bhagavan. You don't violate the order of Ishvara by doing karma. If you don't do karma, then you violate the order. You disturb the harmony. Doing what is to be done is a worship of Bhagavan. So therefore, with that attitude, you do karma. Then it becomes a karma yoga. Karma yoga is done with the attitude of that the karma is an offering, it's a worship to Bhagavan. And whatever Bhagavan gives us, the result, that you take it as a prasada. That is karma yoga buddhi. That buddhi has to be there while doing karma, and that becomes a karma yoga. So karma yoga is all about the attitude. And if you have to do what you're supposed to do. That is what in our tradition, in our culture, it is called duty. Duty is what we are supposed to do. Doing a duty, you give the others privilege. You give the privilege of the others. The others will get the privilege only when you do the duty. And also, not only that, if you don't do your duty, then you will be doing what should not be done. Doing duty is dharma, and not doing one's duty is adharma. If you are not doing your duty, what is to be done, then you will be doing that which is not to be done. That is adharma. So in both ways, it is adharma only. Not doing is adharma, and doing what not to be done, that is also adharma. So therefore, this karma yoga is important. So Mahagrihastha, though Grihastha means the one who follows, who does karma with the proper attitude. That is the Grihastha. So, not that Grihastha is just holding the house. Is holding the house means is the person, is not only the house, is not just only the person, is a responsible person. The Grihastha shows the responsibility of the person. The responsibility of the person with reference to the family members and also to the people around. And doing all the Panchamaga Yajna regularly, taking care of the beings around him, taking care of the environment. This is the duty of a Grihastha. Not just taking care of one's own house and family members alone. He has to expand himself and offers service, contribute to others outside his house also. Therefore, not just household, is a highly responsible social person. So that is not limit Grihastha only to Griham, not Griham only. It is the whole samudaya. The whole samudaya is a responsible person in the society. So therefore, whole samudaya is included. Therefore, Mahashalaha, Mahagarvastaha iti. Angirasam. Angirasam is Acharyam. Angirasam is Dvitiya Vibhakti Ekavacham. Because Shaunaka approaches him. So it's a karma. Therefore, Angirasam is equal to Acharyam. Who's Acharya? Bharadwaja Shishyam Acharyam. Angiras is the Acharya of Shaunaka, and Angiras was the Shishya of Bharadwaja. Bharadwajasya Shishyaha, Bharadwajasya Shishyam Acharyam Angirasam. Vidhivat Yatha Shastram. Shastram Anatikramya. Yatha Shastram means in keeping with the Shastram, in keeping with what the Shastram says, following the methods, stipulated methods of the Shastram. How does he should approach? That is not mentioned. That is mentioned in other Upanishads or in Gita, but just one word is says by Upanishad, by just one word says Yatasha, Vidhivat. It is Yatashastram. And Bhagavad Pada also doesn't describe much in detail. Yatashastram, because it is known. It is, the protocol is known. Therefore, Yatashastram, not transgressing the method of the Shastram. Shastram Anatikramya iti etat. Upasannaha. Upasannaha. Upagataha san. Upasannaha is approach. Approaching. Approach, having approached. Upagataha san. Papracha. Papracha is Prishtavan. He asked. Prishtavan, he asked. Papracha. Then he asked, how does he ask? After thinking. This question is such a Vishesha Prashna, then Father Shaunaka must have thought. He would not have just asked a question like this. He must have thought very well and asked this question. Therefore, it is Papracha Pariprashnaha, asking question which is sensible, which shows how much the student knows also. So that question he asked. So Papracha. Then the next line. Shaunaka Angirasoho
Shaunaka
Angirasoho
Sambandhat
Sambandhat
Arvak
Arvag
Vidhivat Visheshanat
Vidhivat Visheshanat
Upasadana Videhe
Upasadana videhe.
Purvesham Aniyamaha iti gamyate.
Purvesham
Niyama iti gamyate.
Bhagavad Pada doesn't leave any room for any question. He analyzes the mantra in detail. Shaunaka Angirasoho Sambandhat Arvak. Sambandha is the relationship, the connection. The connection between the Shaunaka, the Shishya, and the Angiras, the Guru. Arvak, before that. Before Shaunaka, Angiras, they meet. Arvak, Vidhi Visheshanat Upasana Videhe Purvesham Aniyamaha iti Gamyate. This Shaunaka approached Angiras, Vidhivat. It is mentioned only in this mantra. It is not mentioned in the previous mantra. In the previous mantra also, disciple, Guru was there, disciple was there, and disciple became the Guru, and he had disciples. That parampara was mentioned. Brahma Devanam Pratama Sambhavova Vishwasya Karta Bhuvanasya Gopta Saha Brahma Vidyam Atharvaya Praha. Atharva approached Brahmaji Vidhivat, not mentioned in the mantra. Similarly, Atharvanayam Pravedeta Brahma Purovacha Angire Brahma Vidya. He taught this to Angir. That Angir approached the Atharva, Yatashastram, this Vidhivat, not mentioned. So, Vidhivat Visheshanat, this Visheshana, the specific mention of Vidhivat, Upasadana Videge, Vidhivat, Upasadana Videge, Purvesham Anyamaha iti gamyate. There is no rule. Aniyamaha is Purvesham Niyama. Niyama is rule. Aniyamaha, absence of rule. Before, absence of rule for Purvesham, for the one who have preceded. Who have preceded, because it is mentioned only in this mantra, that is between Shaunaka and Angiras, it is mentioned. So therefore, this niyama, this Vidivat Visheshana, this Vidivat niyama Purvesham Aniyamaha iti gamyate. So it is understood that this niyama, this protocol was not there for the people who preceded. Iti gamyate, it is understood. Then why it is present only here? After the contact of the Shaunaka and Angiras, this Vidivat Visheshanat, the specification of the word Vidivat shows that it was not there for the people who preceded, for the predecessors. This method of approach, this niyama, this rule was not there. Iti gamyate, it is understood. Okay. Then the next line. Maryada karanartham.
Maryada
karanaartham
Madhya Deepika Nyayartham va Visheshanam.
Madhyadipika Nyayartham va Visheshanam.
This Vidivat is an adverb. This adverb, Kriya Visheshanam, it is specified only for Shaunaka and Angiras. So from this we understand that the predecessors, the people who preceded, starting from Atharva, Angir, Bharadwaja and all, for them this niyama is not compulsory. Purvesham niyamaha. And therefore this rule was not there for them. Okay. It means they did not follow this rule. Only this rule started with Shaunaka only. In that way we can take it. Therefore, Maryada Karanartham. Maryada means the avadi, the border, the limit. When there is a Maryada is there, it means the Maryada means the border. In that border, that Shaunaka is not included. Shaunaka comes after that. That's a border. There is a boundary. So the people who have gone before, for them this protocol is not there. Whereas after Shaunaka, that is a border. This vidhi is applicable. This vidhi is there. This is the first interpretation. Maryada Karanartham, to make the border, to make the boundary, that this vidhi is for the people who came after Shaunaka. Iti. We can take that meaning. That is one meaning possible. This what vidhi is upasadana vidhi. This upasadana vidhi came into existence only after Shaunaka. So that is one thing. Maryada Karanartham. Maryada means the limit, the border. So after Shaunaka only it came. It means before it was not there. So there was exemption of this vidhi for the people who preceded Shaunaka. Shaunaka is excluded. Shaunaka came after. Therefore, this vidhi is not there for the people who preceded Shaunaka. That is a Maryada. That is a boundary. Now, the second interpretation, Bhagavad Pada himself says, Madhya Deepika Nyayartham va. Madhya Deepika Nyaya. Nyaya is an analogy. There are many Nyayas are there. Shaka Chandra Nyaya. Shaka Chandra Arundhati Nyaya. So all these different Nyayas, Arundhati, Shaka Chandra Nyaya, Arundhati Nyaya, that is in the sky, that Arundhati Nakshatram will be there. To point out that slowly you have to tell them where you have to first show a tree, the branch of a tree, and go to further sub branch. At the end of the branch, there are some leaves, and above the leaves there is one star, bright star, and near the star, those stars are there. That star is Arundhati. You You make the person see the star through a, through a tree or whatever it is there. That is a Nyaya. That's an analogy. It's called Arundhati Nyaya or Shaka Chandra Nyaya we call. Similarly here, in Nyaya, Madhya Deepika Nyaya. Madhya Deepika Nyaya. This analogy, this maxim is, what it says is, Deepika means light. A light which is placed at the threshold of a room. A room, you are entering into a room, and every room will have the threshold. At least in those days, there were threshold, but nowadays all room is plain. You don't see the threshold. You know what we call that, that threshold. You have to lift your feet and enter the room. That's called the threshold. The two rooms are separated by a threshold. That is the threshold. There you place a lamp. Placing the lamp at the entrance of the room, on the threshold of the room, that lamp illumines both inside the room as well as the outside the room. That lamp which is placed at the threshold of the room, that is between the two rooms, there is a threshold. You keep the lamp lit there. That gives light that illumines both the rooms, inside the room as well as the room outside. Outside, that is the room from where you are entering into another room. So it illumines both the rooms. That is called Madhya Deepika Nyaya. So by this Nyaya, by this maxim, by this analogy, we can extend the same Upasadhana Vidhi to the Purvacharyas also. So either we can take this Upasadhana Vidhi started from Shaunaka onwards, or we can take this Vidhi, extend this Vidhi to Purvacharyas also by this Madhya Deepika Nyaya. By this Madhya Deepika Nyaya, by this illustration also we can take. Iti Bhashyakara interprets the word Vidhivat. Why Vidhivat it is mentioned in the mantra? Because this Upasadhana Vidhi was not there, or we can extend this Upasadhana Vidhi by Madhya Deepika Nyaya to Purvacharyas also. Therefore, Asmadadishu api, the next line.
अस्मदादिषु
अपि
Upasadhana Videhe ishtatvat.
इष्टत्वात्
Why we say Madhya Deepika Nyaya? Because this Vidhi is also required for us. We cannot say that this Vidhi was not applicable to the Purvacharyas. Similarly, this Vidhi also not applicable to us. Only for Shaunaka and Angiras, this Vidhi is applicable. We should not say. So this Vidhi started from Shaunaka, if you say, and also by Madhya Deepika Nyaya, if you extend this Vidhi to Purvacharyas also, this Vidhi is applicable or desired for us, Asmadadishu api. Because Shankar Bhagavad Pada also approached Govinda Bhagavad Pada like that, Vidhivat Upasannaha. So therefore, this Vidhi is Ishtatva. It is desired. For whom? For us also. For us also it is desired. Therefore, this Upasadhana Vidhi, we can take it as Madhya Deepika Nyayartham. We can take that way. In both way we can take. There is no problem. But it is desired. This method is desired all for us. This method desired for us. So by both ways, this method we have to follow. We don't have exception or exemption from this Upasadhana Vidhi. So Upasadhana Vidhi is all the more it is applicable for us, either by Madhyada Karanartham or by Madhya Deepika Nyayartham va. Iti Upasadhana Vidhi is talked about by the Bhashyakara in these lines. Then the next question, the next line starts with the question which the Shaunaka asked, the Vashyam, that we will see. We will see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम।
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.